Alright, we are live, guys. We are live. This is Tropical Storm Erin, and starting to intensify again. Quite a bit, actually. Like, you can even see some white cloud tops up there. You're starting to see, like, the negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit cloud tops. Negative 70 cloud tops, which is not good. That shows pretty strong. Shows a pretty strong storm right there. And last night, if you guys were watching the stream, it literally like intensified. Like it was about to be like the next sub 900 millibar category 5. And then it just tore itself apart. And it's only 11:30 my time right now. And it is intensifying once again, yet even crazier than it was last night. Like it's not slowing down either. So we're going to be here for, I don't know, an hour or so, going over everything that's going on. Your satellite, you can see it intensify as soon as nighttime hits. Yeah, it just started popping off, honestly, out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting it to still struggle the next few days. So, this was a little bit of a surprise. I will say that. This was a little bit of a surprise. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Right now, it is currently warned for 45 mile-an-hour winds. Although it has been dropping millibars. So last night, yesterday, today's August 12th, right? Hold up. Today's August 12th. Last night it was at 1,004 millibars, and around 5 a.m. today it was at 1,004 millibars with 45 mile-an-hour winds, and actually it got downgraded to 1,006 millibars, so it was actually weakening till about 8 p.m. and it got dropped to 1,004, and now it's still at 1,004, and it's intensifying a lot. Whenever they upgraded it to 1,004 millibars, it looked like this right here. That's what it looked like. And now this is what it looks like. Let me just go ahead to 8 p.m. real quick. Look at this intensification over the just past 3 hours. There's no doubt in my mind this is easily producing probably 50, 55 mile-an-hour winds. Possibly even like, I don't really know. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it's producing like 70 mile-an-hour wind gusts at some points. Obviously very confined areas of that. But, I mean, this is some very tall cloud tops right here. Very tall cloud tops. As you can see, hopping over to satellite infrared, you can see these cloud tops right here. Like, you can see them. They're white, pushing the negative 70s. Right around there. Yeah, you can see that. Watch it just continue to move to the west-southwest. Yeah, that's another thing that's actually very concerning. Is that it's moving west-southwest currently. It's currently moving west-southwest. Which that is not good in the slightest, because I mean, the more west-southwest, the more south that this thing travels, the more likely it'll actually hit land, like the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, or even possibly the United States. Like, the more west this thing, the more south this thing goes, the more likely it will impact land. So, considering this thing has been literally trucking southwest for almost a day, it's very, very, very concerning, to say the least. And also talking about just the environment this thing has ahead of it, it's concerning that this thing has the potential to hit land while also having the potential to easily become a Category 3. It's like, I mean, look at this. Category 3 Saturday at 8 p.m. and then Sunday at 8 p.m. It's still going to be Category 3, and this environment over here in just off the East Coast is even more favorable than what it is in this area, just north of the Lesser Antilles, and in this area it's going to rapidly start intensifying. So I honestly do have some. This thing could make a run at becoming a Category 4 or even a low-end Category 5. Like it could actually make a run for that. I don't think it'll be as likely for it to, but there is a chance, very good chance that that will occur. So that's one thing to keep in mind. This thing actually could become a very strong hurricane, even if it doesn't make landfall. It'll still have impacts on Bermuda, the East Coast, Puerto Rico, Lesser Antilles, Dominican Republic. Like it'll have impacts. Most of that will be rip currents in the water, high tides, very big waves. Like there's still some impacts this thing will have if it doesn't even hit land, and if it hits land, it will most likely be catastrophic, considering the intensity this thing will be at when it does hit land, if it does. And you can see here on satellite how fast it starts blowing up right as nighttime hit. So it's definitely starting to intensify quick. And while we already talked about that, that's Hurricane Erin. Not Hurricane, Tropical Storm Erin. We have a new area of development possibilities here in the Gulf, which is not good. It's 10% the next 2 days, 20% the next week. This is not good, guys. I know 20%, 10% may seem low. This is in 30 to 31 and 32 degrees Celsius water. Just so you know, that's about 90 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit water. That's bath water at that point. This thing, if it forms, will most likely, I'm not going to try to say this to scare people, but if this thing forms, it could possibly have the intensification and the rapid intensification that Hurricane Milton had last year. That thing went sub 900 millibars. It went 897 millibars, 180 mile-an-hour winds, I believe, 220 mile-an-hour gusts. So this is not good. Right here is where this is the disturbance right here. This is the tropical wave right here. You can kind of see it faintly rotating as it moves over the Yucatan Peninsula. It's going to slowly move over the Yucatan Peninsula over the next few days or so. As soon as it gets in the Gulf, guys, I think this will form. I do think this will form, and I think it'll just do a big hook, and I don't know where it will go. It can go anywhere from, like, the Carolinas, not the Carolinas, Louisiana, Texas, all the way over to Florida. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's a chance that that thing will form, and if it does, it might not be good. I will say that. Obviously we got Erin right here. Let's go over to Taiwan. I just did a post, but we got some stuff going on in Taiwan. We got a typhoon, 105 mile-an-hour winds, about to make landfall in Taiwan currently. It's 11:45 Eastern time PM, and it's either made landfall or it's going to. And this is a strong typhoon, guys. This is 105 mile per hour winds is no joke. This is hitting a pretty heavily populated area as well. Not good. Definitely not good. Getting over here to tropical tidbits, you can see the typhoon here on infrared, just booming in that Pacific Ocean bathwater. Look at that rotation on it. Right as it's about to make landfall in Taiwan. It's a pretty strong typhoon. This is a pretty strong typhoon. This can do some damage. This really can. Back over here to Zoom Earth. Other than that, we don't really got too much more to worry about, other than this disturbance over here in the Gulf. Obviously, Tropical Storm Erin is a very big concern, and this typhoon, which after it hits Taiwan, will most likely fizzle out. Although there is still a chance this thing does hit East China. There's a chance it does strengthen over the East China Sea very faintly and hits China as a typhoon. But obviously, most likely a weaker typhoon. I mean, over here it says 80 mile-an-hour winds. It's at 105 right now, so most likely it will weaken before it hits China, but you never know sometimes. It's the Pacific Ocean. It's one of the most favorable environments year-round for tropical cyclones, so got to keep an eye on that. Over here, Tropical Storm Erin currently is basically going west-southwest, which is the worst direction it can be going. The more south this thing goes, the more likely it'll hit land. That's just the easiest way to say it. Obviously, we do not want this to hit land, because if it does, it will most likely be pretty severe. So, got to keep an eye out for this. We're going to be watching this. It's intensifying at a very fast rate, faster than I expected, which That's impressive because I usually have high standards for hurricanes and tropical storms that are in this type of conditions that this thing's in. I mean, right now, the environment it's in is actually hot garbage. Like, the environment this storm's in right now is terrible, and it's already feeding off of that bad environment. It's still strengthening. So the fact that this thing is strengthening over terrible, like, living conditions, shows me that later on, when this thing is getting close to the United States, Lesser Antilles, and Puerto Rico, this storm will thrive in this environment and could rapidly intensify to a major and a catastrophic hurricane. Like, I'm talking Category 4, possibly Category 5, but most likely Category 3. Category 3 is the most likely scenario, but I'm not going to rule out Category 4 and Category 5 just because the environment is so nice. Like, basically anywhere west of Bermuda, the water temps are about 30 degrees Celsius, 29, 30, 31 degrees Celsius. Besides a very little pocket over here near Charleston, South Carolina, that's in like the 24s, I think. But there's a very low chance it's even going to make landfall over there, so I'm not too concerned. Don't think this is going to impact the U.S. I think if anything, it'll impact like the northern Lesser Antilles, like Guadalupe, the Virgin Islands, all that, and then Puerto Rico has a chance. But I don't think this will impact the United States. I do think Bermuda needs to watch out. This high pressure system that is going to be tugging this thing to the north, if it pulls fast enough, Bermuda is going to be in the path of it, and Bermuda needs to be ready as soon as possible. You guys need to definitely keep an eye out. Don't start stressing out immediately because there's a chance it'll miss you guys. But definitely be preparing and watching out for this just in case. I mean, I got 3 people watching from talking chat. I'm pretty bored right now. I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit. Just gonna leave it on satellite for a minute. Oh, let me go look at infrared real quick. See what the latest image looks like. It's intensifying still. It's gonna keep intensifying. I don't think it's gonna weaken. I don't think it's gonna weaken until the moment it starts dying. I think now that it is intensified, I think it'll stay. I think it'll stay tropical storm strength and above until the moment it starts dying. So I think this is the beginning of it right here. I think this is the main beginning of its long journey of becoming however strong it wants to become. So definitely it's definitely an important moment right now watching Erin actually start forming. So we just got to keep watching this. I mean, you can still see that white cloud top right there. That's negative 70. That's like negative 75, almost negative 80. That white cloud top is very healthy. And this thing's healthy in a bad environment. So imagine how healthy this thing will be in a healthy environment. It's very concerning to think about. It's very concerning. But still watching, this thing's just intensifying and it does not care. It's doing whatever it wants basically at this point. You can see it explode on satellite. I just saw lightning outside my house. Hold up. Dude, there's no way those storms are producing lightning already. But there's no way I've seen that lightning that far away. Am I hallucinating? I feel like I'm hallucinating. I don't know why. That doesn't sound right to see lightning that's 70 miles away. I don't know. I'm gonna keep watching though, just in case. Alright, what did I just close out? Alright, whatever. Time to go to infrared real quick. See how this is doing. I mean, it's still taking that west-southwest track, which is not very good to see. West-southwest track is what's putting it closer and closer to Lesser Antilles. And I mean, by the point, this thing might be Category 2, almost borderline Category 3 when it's near the Lesser Antilles. So if this thing does hit the Lesser Antilles, that's a major impact, dude. That's a major impact in the Lesser Antilles. So that's definitely something to watch for. Welcome, everyone. I got 3 people in chat. Welcome. Start chatting up chat. Ask your questions. I got answers. You have a question, I have an answer. Yo, what's up, Tangy? Welcome. Surprised you're awake. Heard you got some storms earlier, most likely. I mean, let me see. Yeah, you got storms earlier. Yeah, you got storms earlier. How are those? There's a couple severe warnings out there in Michigan, but I don't know. I'm watching this one storm all the way down to my southwest, about to hit Columbus. I mean, it's moving kind of my way. Like, it's moving sort of my way. I'm over in this area, but it's kind of moving my way. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to keep watching, see if it hits later. I don't know if I'll be awake for it, though. I'm kind of tired. I mean, it's moving right towards me, though, so I'm just going to see if it still stays alive. I honestly feel like it's probably going to die, just by my luck, but I'm going to see if it's going to stay alive at all. I already got a GoPro recording, so... Yeah, 50-mile-an-hour winds is no joke. That can knock down some 4 or 5-inch tree limbs. Power lines sometimes. Yo, what's up, Western Ohio WX? What's up, guys? Welcome. Kind of just chilling for the next hour and a half. I don't think I'm going to be up till 2, but I don't know. I might stay up till 1 at the latest live streaming this, considering it is 11, almost midnight, basically. Yeah, here, I'll show you guys your radar. Western Ohio WX, aren't you in, I forget where you are. I know you're Southwest Ohio. Let me look. I mean, basically, if you're anywhere south or out of this area right here. Yeah, I know it's you. I know it's you, Evan. I just honestly forget where you said you're from. But here, anyone in this area, like Cincinnati, Hamilton, Middletown, Centerville, Mount Orab, I've never even heard of that place. Hillsboro, Greenfield, Cambridge, basically almost Chillicothe, Ohio. You guys are in the clear. You don't need to really worry about any more storms for the night. Maybe some back here that try to form near Louisville, Kentucky, but I wouldn't be too promised on those things forming. So, I mean, if you're anywhere in that area, you guys should be good. Anywhere like, I don't know, let's think, kind of like this area, Marion, Worcester, Akron, Canton, New Philadelphia, Bucyrus, Galion, Mansfield. You guys, I mean, just be ready for, I don't know, just some light, maybe heavy rain, 30-mile-an-hour winds at most. If you're in Dayton, Dayton's good. You don't got to worry about anything else for the night. You can go to bed if you want. Here in Lake Erie, got some. If you guys know any fish in Lake Erie, maybe message them and tell them a storm's going through. I mean, these are some decent storms in Lake Erie, I'm not going to lie. A lot of lightning, too. Tell the fish to hide underneath the rocks so they don't get struck by lightning. Southeast Michigan. Let me see. Most likely not. Southeast Michigan's good. I'm not too concerned about anything else in Michigan for the night. You can go to bed if you want. Yep. I feel like the only other place I really should be expecting anything is maybe like this area of like stuff for this line of storms right here, but I'm not really expecting this line to last much longer. Maybe like this area. I'm just not gonna type that. Hold up. Maybe like this area of Ohio should be maybe a little bit just watching out for some decent, strong storms, not severe, just strong storms. Other than that, you guys are all chilling basically everywhere else. I don't know, maybe northern Michigan could be watching out. A little bit of a line of storms, maybe a cool structure on it, but that's about it for severe weather. Today's stream is mainly focused on Tropical Storm Erin. That's basically it. This disturbance in the Gulf, which I'm actually more concerned about than Erin in general. And then obviously we got that huge typhoon in Taiwan currently. Time to look at Erin though real quick. See how Erin's doing. Yeah, it could cause some frequent lightning, but I wouldn't be too concerned about that storm anymore. Erin's still intensifying. Erin's still intensifying. It's just chilling right now, basically. It's soaking in that cold water in the Atlantic, waiting for the warm water to come. Let's look at that typhoon, though. Here, let's go. What is it? It's tropical. Thanks, Sydney. I appreciate it. Likes always mean a lot to me. Here, let's look at that typhoon. Let's look at typhoon. I don't know how to say it, so I'm gonna kind of say its other name, which is crap. It's, let me see. Typhoon's other name is something else. It's Goryo. I don't know how to say the first part. The Padu. I don't really know how to pronounce that, so I'm gonna yeah, Tangy. I told Tornado TRG Tornado about that disturbance, and he kind of blew me off until now it's forming, and I kind of feel like I'm smart for once. But I tried warning him about it. I literally said, there's literally low pressure in the Gulf when there's 90-degree water temps. I don't know about that. That's a little concerning, I think. Here's the typhoon in Taiwan currently. I do believe it's already made landfall. So, Taiwan's better be watching out. This is a pretty darn strong storm. 105 mile-an-hour winds. It's no joke, dude. That's actually no joke. It's about to make landfall at any minute, basically, near Dawu, Taiwan. Alright, let's go back to Erin. Erin's basically the main thing of this stream right here, so let's look at Erin. Let's watch Erin intensify a little bit. Yeah, thanks, Sydney. I wasn't really trying to be too much of a part of that, but it's whatever. It didn't really happen on my channel, but I don't know. We all have our crash out moments, I guess. Just, let's all try to keep the weather community nice. I don't care if my channel, if you guys all hate some other channels or dislike people for what they do, just try to keep the weather community nice. That's the least that you guys could do. Yeah, Erin is definitely needs to be watched for. I don't feel like it's much of. I mean, the only threat I feel like it'll have to the East Coast is just rip currents and high waves. I feel like the Lesser Antilles needs to be on lookout a lot these next few days as the storm tracks closer and closer and continues to strengthen. So I feel like Erin needs to. Well, Erin's getting its act together, and I feel like the Lesser Antilles need to watch out as soon as possible. I don't want anyone in the Lesser Antilles. You guys do not need to, like, pack and start boarding up your houses and everything, because we don't even know if it's going to hit you yet. But, just keep an eye out. Keeping an eye out could be the easiest thing to do. Just watch your daily weather news, or whatever. Watch Max Velocity, he's good. Watch me. Nah, maybe not. I don't do daily videos yet. Tangy, let's not get into that. I don't want to talk about the type of stuff on my channel. A lot of confusing drama, and then it eventually got solved. So Sydney, please do not respond to that, because if you do, then, I mean, that'd be rough. I might put you on timeout for a minute. I don't want to get all that stuff started. It was just a lot of drama, and then eventually got solved. So it's good now. Everything's good. All right, you guys are good. You guys are good. Don't worry. For some reason, infrared is actually showing it kind of I'm not gonna say fizzling out, but Erin's getting a little more slightly unorganized as it keeps it's continuing to move to the west southwest, but it's actually getting a little more unorganized. Which, I mean, it's also in a terrible environment. There's dry air everywhere around it. The water temps are like 25 degrees Celsius. 26 degrees Celsius water temps is what causes rapid intensification. Anything 26 and above. So when it's 25, I mean, Erin's struggling a little bit. It's struggling, but I do believe it is going to get its act together within the next day or two. And then it'll become a hurricane, most likely on Thursday, I believe. I mean, I don't know what the NHC, the National Hurricane Center, is saying, but I do believe it will become a hurricane on Thursday. See what the NHC is saying. It says Friday at 8 a.m. I think it'll be Thursday night. Yeah, that's good, Sydney. Continue to try and make friends. Having friends helps you get through anything in life. Although, just watch how fast this grew, though. This storm actually grew really fast. Like, it's just growing. Yeah, welcome, everyone. Oh, I know we need to keep an eye out. I'm actually more concerned about this system than I am like Erin. Like Erin can literally Erin, I think it most likely won't impact the United States. This one near Cancun is taking the same path that Milton did, and the water temps are warmer than what it was when Milton happened. The environment is better, and it's literally this is the same thing that Milton did. It happened right over here. It started forming here. In the crap, it's the West Caribbean. It's going over the uh whatever, what is it called, bro? Oh, the Yucatan Peninsula. So like going over that, just like Milton did. As soon as it enters the Gulf, I think it's just gonna rapidly explode and start turning to the northeast into somewhere in the Gulf Coast area. Yeah, Tangy, you're spot on. It could rapidly intensify, like another level of intensification, like what Milton did. I would not be surprised if it's almost like another Hurricane Milton, but I do not take that with a grain of salt. Take that with a grain of salt. I feel like it could intensify like Milton did. I just don't think it's gonna be as crazy as Milton was. For all we know, it could just fizzle out. But I'm just going off of my opinion on how the environment is in front of it. Mexico's nice. I've never been to Mexico, but it's a cool place. Some areas. I'm not trying to get into politics, but some areas of Mexico are nice. Some are not. I like Cancun. I think it's very pretty there. I would love to go there eventually. I've heard of Cabo San Lucas. I've heard of that place. How was it down there? Was it warm? How was the water? I've heard that the Mexican water is like crystal blue clear. It's insane. Maybe look and see if the storms are dying out yet. I feel like they are. I'm gonna call it. They are gonna be dying out right now. What do I know? I literally just called it. Yeah, the storm's definitely dying out. This thing is going to die out before it gets to me. Yeah, I bet the weather was nice there. Yeah, it's definitely dying out. The odds of this hitting me are probably about, I don't know, 8% chance of this hitting me. Yeah, I bet it was warm. Water right now is 90 degrees in around that area. It's not okay. It's like that's like insanely warm. That's almost record high, I feel like. Why is it taking so long to load? Look at infrared and see how Erin's doing. If it'll load. Yo, why is it taking so long? Oh, there we go. Alright, let's see how this is doing. That northeastern portion is getting eaten up by dry air a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't start worrying about them yet. Like, I would just honestly just say, hey, there's a hurricane, not a hurricane, there's a tropical storm in the middle of the Atlantic. There's a low chance of it hitting you guys at all. There's almost a 0% chance of it hitting you guys. But just stay aware of like high waves and rip currents. And that's basically it, just for now. Yeah, I remember Barrel. I got hit by some outer bands of it whenever it was a tropical depression, and I got my house hit pretty hard. Kind of crazy. It was the day that it hit. It was like so, like it was colder outside than it usually should. It was like I think almost like 45 degrees out, and it was like sleeting on my house a little bit when it first hit, and then it finally started warming up once it passed. It was like really weird. I was also sick whenever it hit, so yeah, that sucked. Yeah, just text them in the morning and be like, hey, there's a potential hurricane forming in the Atlantic. There's a make sure you put like two varies. There's a very, very low chance of it hitting you guys. Or just hitting the United States in general, but just stay weather aware. Just say that. Very low chance of it hitting the United States at all. That northeastern portion is actually getting eaten up quite a bit now that you look at it. Watch that northeastern portion right around here just start getting eaten up. It's a little interesting. It's the dry air, I believe, just tearing that apart. But I don't know. I guess we'll see if this thing continues to die like it did yesterday. Not yesterday, but last night. Last night it like intensified and straight up just died like immediately. It was like actually ridiculous. I live streamed it too. You can see it go from like something like it is right now straight to just nothing. Like I honestly thought they should have downgraded it to a tropical depression. Oh, well that's interesting. Uh, that's not good, I guess, because he doesn't. I mean, I would assume he's gonna eventually get the news and he's gonna hear the word about something possibly hitting, and I feel like he might do stuff, but I wouldn't be too concerned because there's also like less than a 2% chance of this hitting the United States. So like I would not be too worried about it yet. I would not, dude. I honestly feel like we should not worry about this thing potentially hitting the United States until like Friday. That's like the only moment we should actually think about this, and that's even if it's in this area. Yeah, I think it would be. I think it could form and hit near Cancun, but we still gotta just think. We just gotta give it time. We gotta see if it'll actually do it. What days are really gonna be there? Say I could forecast it depending on what days you're actually gonna be there. Because I mean, currently or the next like 3 days, you're not really in any severe risk at all. Yeah, I don't. It depends on what days you're gonna be there. It's also kind of hard to forecast weather for Chicago, considering it's right by Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan pops up storms every day, basically. Well, every day during the summer, so it's kind of hard to forecast, but I'll try my best. All right. Okay, I'll try to see if there's any models for it. There might not even be models for that area. So look at some models, I guess. Let's go global to start. All right, let's look. Let's see what we got. So Cancun, Mexico is about right here, so you know. Let's see. This is August 14th. Yeah. All right, so this is the ECMWF. I don't know what model that really is, but you can kind of see it right down there in the Gulf. See right now, this is August. You can kind of see it actually weakens, but then it actually does. It's starting to intensify a little bit. It might turn into like a tropical depression or possibly like just not even form at all, but this one isn't really showing much from it at all in the slightest. So, oh yeah, and right there you can see as we go further, August 18th, you can see down in the bottom right, that's Hurricane Erin. The bottom right, you can see it right there. Yep, that's Hurricane Erin right there. All right, let's go next global member. Easy fast. Let's see what this shows. Oh, this just shows high pressure. We don't need that. EC Aves. No. GFS. Here we go. Let's look at the GFS. Just shows high pressure basically. It shows Erin being 962 millibars on the 18th, but it's not showing anything for the system we're talking about yet. But it's also not far enough in the future. All right, let's look at some ensemble members. This one doesn't go far enough in the future either. Here, let's look at some hurricane models. Yeah, we do need to watch it just in case, but I don't know. It's not really showing much of a potential currently, but we don't fully know yet. I'm gonna have to reset. There we go. All right, so let's go over here. Let's go to Hurricane. Let's go to HWRF for Erin. Let's look at some Erin models. These I'm really interested about. These are 18Z models. Now, these aren't 0Z yet because these models don't have 0Z currently, but we're gonna have to watch to see. Let's see what these do. So on August 14th, it has it's still a tropical storm status. 15th comes around, it does start to intensify, as you can see. 982, 980, it's continuing to rapidly intensify. I mean, by August, I mean, as far as this goes, 0Z August 18th, it has at 955 millibars. 955 millibars is like middle to high grade category 3, is what we're talking about. So, that model is definitely a little concerning. Let's go to the parent for Erin right here, HWRF. Oh my. Okay, this one's also pretty. Oh, that's a little concerning. That's a little concerning. So, You can see it. It brings it down. It brings it literally about like 100 miles from the Lesser Antilles at 956 millibars, which is about a Cat 3. That can cause some pretty big rip currents in the Lesser Antilles. Let's look at the HMON. See what this one shows. 954. This one's also an intense one. Yeah, it could, but I will get to that in a little bit. There might be another low pressure system following Erin that might form, and also the area of development in the Atlantic. HMON shows 954 millibars at max, but you can't really see where it's going to be at, so we kind of just got to estimate. 954 is pretty intense, though, I will say. Let's go to halves A. Oh my, I know this one. Yeah, here we go. This sounds about like the halves A. Okay, guys. So before we even get into anything, halves A at 0Z earlier, about an hour and a half ago, it predicted Erin to become a Cat 5. Just so you know, like on the spaghetti models, every single one of them showing around Category 3. Well, most of them are showing Category 3 to low end Category 4. Halves A showed it being a Category 5. So as you can see, this follows it. It's in the middle of the open ocean, getting down to 942 millibars. 942 millibars is easily a Category 4, possibly a high-end Category 4. About 930 to 935 millibars is when you get to the Category 5 range. So this is about 10 millibars away from Category 5, which makes sense because the halves A also is the one that predicts it to be a Category 5. So we got halves A parent now. Halves A parent has 944 going really darn close to Puerto Rico. That is intense. Look at this. Alright, so this is it currently. It drops below 1,000 millibars on tomorrow is what it says. It says it's going to drop below 1,000 millibars tomorrow. I don't fully trust that, but I guess we got to see. Kind of wobbles around the 990s and 1,000 millibars. Then as soon as it gets just northeast of the Lesser Antilles, it starts dropping dramatically. And it gets all the way down to 944 millibars just north of Puerto Rico, heading straight east. Not straight east, straight west. It's like literally heading straight west, which is very bad.